Hello, my name is Abe, and today we're going to be checking out the demo to Into the Grid. Click to jack in. Oh, yeah. First of all, if I go to full screen effects, I can kind of turn off some of the weird CRT stuff that's happening there. This is it's a deck builder, but what I was interested in when I saw this demo on the Steam store page was that it had a bit of it was like a multiple component deck builder. You have combat where you are, weirdly it's like a 3D first person's perspective combat, kind of like what we had with Shroom and Gloom. But you also had like a top-down tactical game where you are walking through a building or like sneaking around or something. Maybe you're a hacker. I don't know. But let's do the tutorial at least and see what's going on in Into the Grid. Here we are. Whenever I see a game like this, and it's very like cyberpunky, I immediately think of Invisible Ink, which is a game that I absolutely loved and adored. Welcome to Into the Grid. The grid is the digital infrastructure runner's hack. Okay, so it is cyberpunk, netrunner, hacky, hackers versus corporation. This is a cluster, a room that holds nodes. You have elements of the grid. Move the camera, hold right click. Oh my God, the camera sensitivity. Like, oh, what the hell? Oh, we're at the bottom of the screen, which is why it's moving up. But also, as I move the mouse, it's scrolling way too much. If I Game Dev 101, if I click to pan and then move the mouse, what I'm clicking on should be tied to where the mouse is. Right now, it's panning multiple times the speed of where the mouse is actually moving, which is very weird. All right, click on the library, hack it. Nodes have have various ways of being useful. You can buy things in the grid, check out the gate, using all nodes in the cluster to open the door. Okay, so open the gate, get more money. The gate's been opened. Click the gate and advance. So we move into the next room. The cluster has a watcher ice protecting it. So far, this is very Invisible Ink, but instead of it being turn-based with a hacking overlay system, you are just walking through the rooms, clicking on stuff. Placed there to penalize your actions. While navigating the grid, some actions you take will increase your trace or the security level. For every 10 points, the alarm level increases by 1. This is very Invisible Ink. So the watcher is watching this, making a usually free action, raise your trace. Try exploiting that library. How about I don't, and I deal with the watcher first. Different nodes can be exploited for different effects. Exploiting a library node will increase the shard yield of every other node. Check how to further progress by viewing the gate. Defeating all sentinels in either cluster, so either side of the room. Sentinels are the defenders placed there to block or to fight any intruders and kick them out of the grid. Click on the node protected by the ice sentinel to start combat. Start combat? Where did you come from? Everything you see is created by your console to provide you with information during combat. So we have health. We have objectives. They have health. They're going to deal 35 damage, inflict an exposed, and self-inflict exposed. They gain 10 barrier per turn. Cards have clock, which is energy. Dragging a code slash into him deals 20 damage. It does not seem like something I actually want to play, but I'll do it. Playing cards fills the yellow bar. That's virtual memory. Many cards generated, its effects can be activated here to trigger conditional effects. Energize, dig, scout. Check how much Vim it generates by counting the yellow pips at the bottom left of the card. Commands are powerful abilities you can only use once per turn. Any command can only be used once per turn. Can I use all 3? I don't know. We'll see. All right, so you're gonna be doing 35 damage. I need to gain block, so I will block. Yep, I know. We're gonna gain block. We're gonna end turn. If you used at least one command this turn, also generate extra Vim. This is just a freebie. We can draw a card if we want, which I don't care. It is a spider bot. You may receive or apply buffs or debuffs. Okay, we have exposed. Increases incoming damage by 30%. Each point represents duration in the number of rounds. So we're gonna take more damage, and he's also taking more damage on this turn. So if we hit him for 30% bonus damage, then we could do 60 plus 30, 20, 80 damage, which is not enough to kill him. So we should probably block. So I will block, I will hit you. You take more damage for multiple turns in a row though. So I take 9, but you are still exposed. I can still murder you. Visualize all the cards you can still draw in your repo, aka the draw pile. Now, inflict exposed 2. Oh, you know what? You inflict 2 exposed, which actually means you only get it for 1 turn. I think it's counting down 1 stack of that on your own turn. Isn't that what's going on there? I believe that to be the case. I'm going to draw a card, get 2 Vim back. Oh, you don't lose it by using these abilities. So you just want to charge it up as much as possible. Oh, I see. Well, in that case, let's block and then hit you. Like, if we just gain this basically permanently, turn out, yeah, you have 2, now you have 1. And I have 1, it's represented here, the EXP in the corner. Gotcha. Yeah, if we stack it up, then we can get stronger over the course of the entire combat. We smack them, they die. That's nice. I like it. That's kind of a cool representation for the combat. I like the aesthetic that they are going for here. After defeating, you get a hash key. I don't know where the enemy came from. I'm just using a computer terminal. Is it like a microwave oven? It's just a tiny little combat spider in there? I don't know. You can interact with this. Obtain a card. So we're using this to enhance our deck. Hold to compile programs. Why do I have to hold? Why do I have to hold? Why do I have to hold? Deal damage, gain 20 barrier. Deal damage on hit, inflict 1 debilitated. Reduces outgoing damage by 30%. So this lowers the amount of damage that the enemies do. Gain feral. Increases outgoing damage by 5%. Let's take this. Lowering the damage of the enemy is effectively the same as gaining shield. Okay, so we get a card. We move forward. Open the door. Extraction Watcher. There's 3 gates. Inspect each one. All right, I will inspect each one. Oh my God. It's so sensitive on the camera pan. It's horrible. Use all nodes. Spend 1 hash key. Spend 1 hash key. Gotcha. Exploit the intel node. Reveal a connected cluster. Select the hash key gate over there to reveal what's on the other side and see if it's worth spending a hash key. Select a gate to reveal. That one, I guess, is the only one I can select. There's a big machine in it. That's lucky, you found the core node. They always have more powerful sentinels known as the core key. It's the boss, okay. So we can come here to get money. We have a shop. Leave. Remember, you won't be able to come back. Fun, guys. It's Monster Train. Temp Vim, draw a card. That's nice. I mean, it's just cycle. Gain barrier draw, also pretty nice. Generate 4 temp, on hit, gain 1 cashed. And you can, so draw next turn. We get drones. We got key cards of various sort. I mean, this, hold on, what is this? Reduce the cost of adjacent items by 25%. Reduce the cost of adjacent items by 25%. So if you want to buy 2 expensive cards, you can make them both cheaper, I guess? But this won't be able to actually let me buy 2 things. I just want to buy 1 thing, I think. So why click? Why hold? Stop with the holding, games, please. And I'll buy a better block. Add it to the deck. We can probably remove cards later. All right, start combat. Robo-Dude. The models in the animation and the environment for the combat look fine. Could be a little bit more improved, like his feet are sliding on the floor through the animation, so it's not as tight as it could be. He's gonna do 45 damage. Well, I will reduce the damage you do, and then gain some block. Rawr! I do think that the animations are a little bit, there's too much motion in them, especially when, on this screen right here, there's nothing happening. It's a completely stationary camera, and then when he hits and the camera's like zooming up and looking back and you get flung back and then you look at the floor as you drag yourself forward, that's a lot of motion that doesn't really need to be there. I think it's a little bit distracting. It could probably just be kind of brought back in scope a little bit and simplified. Just to make the combat a little bit snappier would be nice. So this is just free. So we can all... What? Hold on. Look at my discard pile. What did I... Yeah, I know, this is a discard pile. How did I lose my... So, why did I not lose the Vim the first time I did this in the previous combat? This is the question. Okay, I wouldn't have done that if I realized that it does go away, but okay, sure, I guess. Let's put up some block. And I have 2 energy, so I will hit you, and then hit you. And you have 50 HP. Okay, so, wait, no, does it come back next turn? It didn't even go down the last turn that I did that, so I don't understand the Vim. It seems like it's just kind of going up and down randomly, as far as I can tell. You can rehash that render node. What is a render node? This one's the render node? Disable target watcher or sentinel. You can disable any ice instantly, whether sentinel or watcher. Okay, now we can go through this door. This cluster has some incredibly useful nodes. It's also protected. Using any of them in any way would greatly increase your trace. Use an icebreaker to avoid any additional tracing. Okay, exploit every node here. Upgrade a card. Okay, so gain more block. I wonder if there's multiple different levels of upgrading. I love the art here, I have to say. The art of the cards is really satisfying. Strangely, doesn't really fit the other, like the aesthetic that they're going for in the tactics layer. I kind of wish the whole game was this art style, this like painted look. That'd be awesome. Decompile. Now we want probably to upgrade this kind of stuff. On hit, inflict 2 debilitated. See, I don't have to hold on that one. I just clicked the button and then it did its thing while doing an animation. Let's obtain a card. Hold on, gotta hold the button. Protocols. So this is probably a power. Change the rules of combat once played and are decompiled. Add that one to your deck. At the start of turn, generate 3 Vim. All right. But is Vim permanent or not? I still haven't actually determined that yet. You get a driver. Red, different red, or yellow. I assume that this might be placeholder art, because otherwise these symbols mean nothing to me. This is like a freaking QR code. There needs to be like information on these needs to be present somewhere. At the start of each combat, generate Vim. Every time you play 4 attack cards, draw a card. Code/cards deal more damage. I will take this one. The alarm level's been raised. Okay. How did the alarm level go up? We removed the thing raising the alarm level. Eliminate the newly spawned sentinel and open the gate. Gotcha. Gonna generate alarm, because everything does. Check active drivers here, top left corner. It's not actually fully square with the icon, but that's okay. Why is this guy glowing green? That looks real weird. You're gonna block. All right. Unfortunately, I don't really have much. Okay, I just drew all. You know what? Spend it. Yeah, I know temp in. Cannot trigger cards, conditional effects, expires at the end of your turn. Oh, it can't trigger card conditional effects. How silly of me. So we have this much. And it went down. So you do spend it. You spend it and it stays down. I guess by the one turn I had this, I spent it and then got it back, I guess. You're gonna do 18 damage. That's not that much. Yeah, I know. We're gonna charge. Well, it's more like zeroing shots. Let's 20, 40. I can do 80. Well, let's kill you then. Sorry. Oh, it doesn't do. Okay, it does say instead do this. Okay, I understand now. I thought it would do both things. It does not do both things. So I need to block. I need to draw would be ideal. Blah, discard this one. And then I suppose we can draw. That's honestly pretty good. Because it kills you. Because I had 1 energy left. All right. Combat rewards, we get a hash key and money. All right, oh, go through the door. You're now ready to breach the mainframe. You can customize your commands for combat. Here. Oh, I see. I'm just gonna leave these alone. Good luck. Okay. Well, what if I want to go this way? I want to like explore the level a little bit more, but all right. Here's the tutorial. We'll do the tutorial stuff. We'll face the core keeper. There you go. Clicked on the wrong thing. I think that UI could use a little bit of work. You click on the object, which raises up a menu, but you don't click on the middle of the menu, you click on the text on the outside of the menu. The floating text, I think, it doesn't immediately read as being a button. If it was just a little bit more clickier and flashier, that would probably be a little bit easier to parse. You have a peripheral. Disabling them is not mandatory to win the combat. So I could fight you or you. The jaw, the head. This man is just like a giant stapler. Okay, so we can hit him or the head. Well, I'll tell you what. 20, 40, 60. I hit him on the head. And he was stunned. Let us draw and then do this. We're gonna be doing 40 damage. That's not too bad. Why did I get another card in my hand? Oh, because I drew a card. But of course. Like that animation, the first spider attack was fun. After that, now it's just distracting. Like, I feel like I'm wearing a VR headset. I feel like, you know, replace the weird robot with the like vacuum tube arms with like a lady, and we could be playing an entirely different game. You know what I mean? At the end of this ice's turn, Jaw restores 15 in integrity. Gain barrier, deal 20 damage. I will not play this because I don't want to lose the card. I will instead just block and then hit you. Because we can. We do gain a lot of Vim. Draw 1 card and gain 2 clock. Yes. So we'll do this. Deal damage to all targets. How interesting. You're gonna do a little bit of damage. I can block pretty much all of that. Okay, let's gain more energy. Gain more temporary Vim. And then we will start smacking you. Smack you. Smack you. Smack you. Block. Let's draw, and then draw. Did that not draw? Maybe it doesn't draw? I don't know, just block, we're fine. He did punch me. It was very rude of him to punch me. You're gonna deal 14 damage. This guy seems to be incredibly easy. He's not really doing that much. He's also dead. Tutorial completed. think I'm ready to try out the demo run. Sure, let's try out the demo run. We'll have a little bit more freedom to explore here. Now, you are combat. You give me money. Plus 10%? I'd rather just get the money now. Thank you. I'd rather just get the money now. Animations like this, too, are a little unnecessary. Like, your character walking around and interacting with the consoles is kind of fun, but like, where am I? Why am I here? What facility is this? And perhaps you could easily do this and just make it all like a VR experience. Not for me, the player, but for the character that we are playing in the game. This could be a virtual world, and then the interactions could happen a little bit more immediately. I wouldn't have to physically walk around. My character could just like remotely hack the console and it could just be done with, which might help speed up a little bit. I'll fight you. It's a weird spider bot. You're gonna block, which means I smack you. Smack it, smack it, smack it. Seems straightforward enough. You're gonna deal 45 damage. You know what? Block, block, block. I'm not gonna take any. Now you're gonna deal 10, 20, 30, 39? It's an odd amount, but you know what? Sure. Why did I gained way more block there than I expected. No certain what happened there. Deal 45 damage. We're gonna draw. We're gonna draw. That doesn't draw. I keep thinking that draws. It definitely does not draw. Oh, sure, I'll take 5. And we only have to do 50 to you. I think another thing I'd like to see is this UI in the top right corner. It doesn't update as soon as the turn starts. It waits for like the animation of the enemy to complete before it actually updates the UI in the top right corner. I would love that to be a little bit faster because I'm staring at it waiting for it to actually show me what's going to happen on the next turn instead of it actually happening. All right, we get this. Obtain a card or money. Just give me the money. And then this was... Oh, I thought this was the entrance. It's literally just another room. Okay. Every gate you open in this cluster after the first one +1 trace. That's not that bad. But while you exist, I get alarm. Is that correct in this room? That's combat. Gate watcher. But the gate isn't actually... Unlock target gate, obtain a gate breaker, reduce trace by 2. Yeah, I don't care about this. Start combat 40 shards, rehash exploit. Why can't I interact with this at all? I need to do the combat in order to open this, but for some reason I can open this one immediately. Interesting. We can open this one. We can look in both rooms. Every gate you open in this cluster after the first one +1 trace. That's still, again, not that bad. I can obtain a card or money. Let's obtain a card. Click and hold. Gain 60 barrier. Grit affects this card 3 times. Inflict exposed and debilitated. Gain cashed. Start your turn drawing 1 extra card. Each point represents duration and number of rounds. So this is just a boost. We can play this on an enemy to debuff them heavily, but only once per combat. I wonder if I'd love to be able to look at the upgrade to see if maybe this doesn't exhaust, but It's kind of an interesting idea for a card. Reduces outgoing damage by 30%. Still think I'd just, let's take the weird one. Why did that give me a trace though? It didn't say it was gonna give me a trace on the card. Hold on. Let's come down here. We'll do this combat. It's dude with gun. You know what? I'll just smack you with that immediately. Every time this ice hits, it inflicts one exposed. Expose. Let us... put up some block. Draw a card. Gain extra. Do some damage. Do some damage. End turn. Pachoo! I guess I'm not exposed? Maybe, I don't know. You hit me, but you didn't actually expose me, it seems like, for that turn. You're gonna do a bunch of damage. I'm gonna block a bunch. Okay, like it's stuck on the fourth one temporarily. We're just gonna smack you. So that buff card already wore out. You only get 2 turns of it, really. Give me... draw an energy? Yeah, perfect. Exactly what I was hoping for. My basic attack card. All right, we get a hash key and a shard. And then the trace went up. Why is it just everything you interact with it goes up? I guess the combats give you trace level. Every gate you open in this cluster after the first one +1 trace. I guess the thing in the room provides trace in addition to the effect written on it. It's not just it only works on the door, it's also buffing the trace to everything in the room at the same time, which, okay. I guess I understand that. That makes sense. Let's just do combat, because we're here. You were the boss last time, weren't you? Well, I can stun you. And I will end my turn. You're gonna do 35 damage. Not gonna play this yet. I wanna play it maybe when we can energize and actually get more value out of the card kind of immediately when we play it. I do need to draw a block. There's a lot of blocks in the draw pile. So, I think I will have to do this. Draw and discard 1. Then gain. Yeah, block, hit. Wasn't the best turn, but we're taking no damage. And again, like, the UI there, the last one is always available on the screen longer than it should be, which is just a little strange. I like it though. This Vim, it's basically just a way of affecting the RNG of your turn. If you need a little bit, if you need draw, you get a little bit of a draw. If you want some energy, you can kind of build around getting more energy in your turn. It's nice. It's interesting. Block, do damage, hit you. And then we only need to do 60 damage. This isn't enough, however, I was kind of hoping with the draw it would be. It's not. so I will just block for one more turn, and hopefully we can just kill you next turn. There we go. Buffing the damage by 30%. It's an odd number. Obtain a card with a boosted rarity for 2 keys. And then you are more combat. Okay, we'll do more combat, and then we'll loot all of the things here. It's just a spooter. Spider-bot, Spider-bot. Dealing damage. Sure, damage, Spider-bot. I like sci-fi stuff like this. I do like the Spider-bot. Deal damage, and then deal damage. Well, I'm certain we could probably draw some block, so we're gonna have to do that. I think that's enough block. I guess they're all lit up, and then as he attacks, it kind of goes through them as he's doing the attacks. I gotcha. Yeah, you are just attacking every turn at this point. I guess we'll block and then hit you. Yeah, that's good enough. This card, though, it's very hard to play it. Look, maybe next turn. All right, you have 40 HP. I see ya. And you get vaporized. Obtain 2 hash keys. Obtain an icebreaker. Disable target ice. Tell you what, get a rare card. Hold the button. Deal 40 damage. Possibly inflict better stuff. Like, the art is the thing. The art of the cards is what looks the most interesting out of all this stuff. Deal 100 damage. It's a little expensive, but it is rare. I could take a 100 damage card. Let's then get a gate breaker at the cost of a key, and then we can get 2 keys. And then we can open a door. Why can't I open this door? Open this gate by spending 1 hash key. Oh, you spend it on the door, not in the room. I gotcha. And you're gonna raise the alarm when or raise the trace when I open a door. I'm fine with that. Go ahead, do it. Open a door. Open the damn door! Every time you extract a node in this cluster, +1 trace. You know what? You are gonna get tooled. Oh, it opens a door. It doesn't open this thing. Right. Okay, well, let's come back and we'll finish this side then. Why can you not interact with anything in this room? Whatever, let's do the combat up here. Why can't I interact with that? Oh, I guess I can't reach it, literally. I gotcha. I understand. Well, this is a weird one, but instead of playing the good card, we'll play multiple cards. Deal 40 damage. I will draw cards. Come on. and block, and block, and smack. Oh, he's a good puppy. Deal 35 damage, so block, and smack. Just building up our reserves until we can pop out and actually do some damage. Although, once again, I'm going to have to just do this instead in order to get enough block. But now we're at a point where our big damage card can actually kill him. Assuming we draw it. Deal 35 damage. Block, block, smack. Doing a lot of block, block, smack. There we go. Alarm raised! Alright, well, door's closed, but that doesn't really affect me that much. I'm assuming at the different alarm levels you have different quality of enemies. While cloak, this ice hides its intent. Inflict 2 exposed. And we can also smack the cloak. Well, if we don't know what you're doing, well, that's still not the best play. That is the best play. You're gonna gain block. Not a big problem. Reactivate cloak. Deal 20 damage. You know, what if I just do this? What if I just hit you really hard? Well, do damage to all targets is nice. Draw a card. Yeah, do damage to all. No, it doesn't work anymore. Okay, gain 2. Hit you. Deal damage to all. You're gonna gain block again. Not really getting that much value out of the exposed and the debilitation. Not as much as I would like. Gain. Block. Smack it. Smack it. Oh no! My insides! And then we kill you. I do love the little explosion there. I gotta spend these at some point. Like... Open this gate by increasing trace by 1. Open by increasing... I guess if we want to go that way, we have to open it again. Sure, I'll do it. I'll do it because I want to open this door since I have the keys. Every time you use a node in this cluster, +1 trace. I want to turn that off. That's not what this does. Obtain a probe. Reveal a cluster. Obtain a driver with a boosted rarity. So that's drivers are like artifacts. Shards. Obtain hash key, obtain an icebreaker. That would actually be kind of nice. I also want to upgrade a card at some point. Like, can I find one of those? Yes. Please give me more money. And then you, I would like... Well, I don't need this stuff, though. So I'm just gonna... Spend a hash key to open the door, spend a hash key to open it. I'm just gonna open some doors. Every time you extract a node in this cluster, +1 trace. We have a... shop. Health. Add a card. Where do I upgrade cards? I forget where we upgrade cards. Let's go to the shop. It's like a weird grid system. We got a lockpick, icebreaker, moonlight. If you have feral, gain feral. Every time you play 4 attack cards, gain feral. Reduce the cost of adjacent items by 25%. Can I like manipulate things on the grid? Reroll adjacent items. Reduce the cost of adjacent items. Every 10 attack cards you play gain feral. If you buy all adjacent items, reduce trace by 2. Reroll. Like, do I just do that now? Let's buy this. Reroll. First card you play each turn generates a double Vim. It's expensive though. Start of each combat, inflict 1 exposed to all targets, increases incoming damage 30%. I mean, we got the money for it. I'll buy some stuff. Okay. I don't really know how well we performed there. Let's fight, because we have to. All right, you are... If we hit you for 100, we gain energy and draw a card. And every turn, we have to hit the wings first, because we can't hit you. You're gonna do 50 damage. That's a lot of damage, I will admit. That's a lot of damage. I'd prefer you not to do that much damage. I'd like to play this too, but I can't afford it. Oh, you only have to hit the wings once in order to hit him. You just gotta smack him, then you can hit him. Gotcha. Deal 40. Work down the wings, try to avoid damage, play your blocks. Deal 50. Well, I don't have good cards in my hand. I still don't. However, hey, we did get some block. We'll take 30, but I'll accept it. You don't have any wings anymore, you son of a gun. I'd really like to play that, but I don't have the energy for it. Deal 50. There we go. At least we got that out now. Deal 40. Oh, really? Well, here's the thing. We can at least get some block. Enemies just seem to hit every turn at this point, huh? Well, at least this guy is. I am weak. Unfortunate. Deal 50 damage. I don't want to take 50 damage. Turns out this guy is kind of annoying. It deals 130. However, I can still kill you by gaining energy. So that was a little rough. But we can also heal later, so I'm not too worried about that. Obtain a card or a card with boosted rarity. I'll boost my rarity, please. Click and hold. At the start of your turn, if you're at max Vim, gain 1 clock. It's hard to get to that point is the problem, so 2 energy to play it is really not that impressive. This is nice because it literally just buffs your damage every single turn as you play, so that one I kind of like. We will heal. And we will open some doors. Really, like, running through this facility a lot, huh? How hard is it to find something that upgrades your damn cards? Open this door. remove a card, reveal a connected cluster, obtain a scout probe, 40 shards. I mean, I want to remove a card, I think. I'll come in here to do that. I'll run around to do that. You have antlers that are hands. You deal damage to me per card in my hand. Understood. Set the cost of the leftmost or rightmost card to 0 and inflict suppress that cost more. All right, so we need to smack you down. We'll take 10, but I took the damage before I took the damage. That was weird. Inflict tagged. Defense cards cost more. That's not a problem. Oh, attack cards, not... How come both of these are more expensive? Because of suppressed? Attack cards cost 1 more. Oh, on death, it sets the cost to that. Right, I got you. I understand. Deal damage, gain barrier, respawn an antler. I can't kill you. So I think I might just play more buffs. Still take damage. Wait, do I still take damage from this? At the end of the runner's turn, if at least one peripheral is online, deals damage per card in their hands. Oh, am I getting hit? I'm getting hit for this damage twice per turn. I'm not getting hit by this damage once per turn. Oh, well, you should have said something. I don't think you have any antlers anymore. I think we got your antlers. So now you don't do any damage to me. You just barked. Bark! Alright, I'm just gonna kill you. That worked. Yep, you gave me stuff. Yeah, I know. I wasn't going through that door anyways. I want to remove a card, please. We have too many attacks. No, that was it? I was kind of expecting more feedback from the thing that removed the card, but I guess not. So there's a shop. There's money. There's a reveal. We also have a heal. Obtain a card. Man, the level here is very long. That's what I'll say about that. It just keeps going. Upgrader! Hey! Dun 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 dun. Every time you use a node, +1. Alright. You know, I'm fine with that. I just want to get in here and upgrade a card. Ashen Ren says, I've been watching for a while and I like the design. The game has some interesting ideas. I kind of like the idea of having to hack through a system, but it's the way, I don't necessarily like the way the tactical layer is presented. I love the card art. I just wish maybe like the rest of the game had this kind of art style. I think that would be a lot of work, but it would look really freaking cool. Let me just tell you that. It looked freaking awesome. You're gonna do damage. I'm gonna say no. Should have attacked you first. That would have been better. I can't kill you? Really? Really? Still gonna take some damage. How did I put up 80 block? I played 3 block cards. I'm still not entirely certain I understand that. Like, how did I put up so much block? I played 3. No, you know what? One of them was worth 40, wasn't it? Yeah, okay. I understand. Obtain a card and upgrade a card, or just upgrade a card? Just let me upgrade a card. You are cheaper. Are you already upgraded? I can't see the color of the name of the card, so I can't. It's yellow unless it's a yellow background, in which case it's purple. How do it? It would be really nice to be able to more easily tell if a card was upgraded. I will say that as well. Okay. The damage card being cheaper is nice. Excuse me. You could obtain a card. +2 trace, -2 trace. Yes. Now we'll go through some more doors. More doors. It does look nice. I like the look of the cards. Every time you extract. Let's. We don't really need that much money right now. Defeating all sentinels in either cluster. There's literally one, so let's do this, and then we can get through the door. You are probably gonna put up some block, if I had to guess. Still have 2 basic attacks. You know what? I will still go for you. But now you're gonna hit me pretty hard, aren't you? Oh no, you're still gaining block. Why? It seems like you're still gaining block? Why? It seems like a complete waste of your time. Oh no, you did change. Again, like, it stays on the screen for far too long. I thought you were still not doing anything with your turn. Like, you see that, right? Like, it's actually changing. It displayed one thing, and then it switched to something else. That really, like, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. The UI is very... The UI in general in this game, I think, could use a little bit of improving, but that especially, it's like, what the hell are you doing? You're literally changing what you say you're gonna do as you do it. Spend a hash key, defeat sentinels. There's 2 in the room. I can't get through the door. I gotta kill this guy first. Come on. Click it. You're gonna gain barrier. All right, I'm just gonna hit you hard. Well, I don't really have anything else to do on that turn. Much better. All right, then we can go here, and actually we can open this door. God, this level is flippin' huge, too. It just keeps going. All right, let's fight the boss. And I should have gone and healed, but that's okay. We'll fight the boss and probably call it there. We'll see how hard the first boss fight will end up being. Reduce final verdict countdown by 1. Runner gains 1 overclock. Disable all peripherals. Stun the ice. Inflict 2 debilitated ice. Disable all peripherals. Stun the ice. Inflict 2 exposed. Deal damage on hit. Deal damage on... You're gonna hit me for 120? Every turn? Reduce final verdict count by 1. All right, well, I don't know how to interpret this, but I think we're gonna get hit for 120 damage, and then all the cards in our deck are going to be are going to be more expensive. That seems not great. I guess I'll smack you. And then I guess I'll smack you. Yeah, we're getting... What? No, we only got hit for 60, not 60 times 2. I don't understand this. Is this not what the enemy is doing this turn? Are we not... Huh? Every time this peripheral takes at least 100 damage in a single turn, it becomes stunned. Oh, we hit this one, which stopped 60 damage. We got hit by the second one, and then our defensive cards became more expensive or something. Okay, but we did debuff one of them. We are going to be getting hit for another 60 damage though, so gotta be careful about that. So there was just an effect on this thing that I wasn't noticing. Seems a bit like a tough boss. Restore 80 health. I mean, this seems like a boss that I'm mathematically incapable of dealing with. We're taking 150 damage. I've not min-maxed the entire floor. That's gonna take far too damn long. So, fair enough. Oh, it debuffs everybody. But did it actually debuff everybody? Or are we still taking 90 and then 60? No, we still took the full hit. Even though I guess you can't be afflicted by the other one? Not exposed, but the vulnerability one? Because I did play that card. I don't know. I'm not quite certain I understand, but that's okay. We don't have to understand. I mean, I doubt I'm killing you, is the thing. Like, we ain't killing you. You've been stunned. Well, maybe we killed a part of you. Your final countdown though is at 4. Respawn all per. Oh my god, that's so freaking annoying. This boss seems very tough. Ash and Rand, have a good night. Yeah, now they're back again. Okay, so just go ahead and kill me. I'm okay with that. Deal 40 damage. I do have 4 clock now. I guess we didn't get overclock from the thing that we killed again. I did damage. And will sometimes skip its turn. Malfunction. Reduce verdict by 1. Gain 70 barrier. Well, we're not quite capable of killing you quite yet. Oh, I should have dug instead of energized. I energized! Maybe I should have drawn a card. Deal 275 damage. So you could actually resist this. I mean, we can resist it right now. Freaking murder you. I guess you still do. Well, are you stunned? Maybe you don't get stunned when I hit your things. Oh no, you still do get stunned. I'm still not killing you, but actually did get closer than I thought I would. No! All right, so let's review, because there's a few things here that I like and a few things that I dislike. Let's start with the more strategical layer, where you wander the level and interact with all of the computer consoles. First off, I'm reminded heavily of Invisible Ink with the layout and the aesthetics. Invisible Ink is a very enjoyable stealth game with hacking elements, but here in Into the Grid, I'm not sure I understand why it features this type of a strategy layer. Your character moves around the facility, yes, they open doors to rooms, they hack consoles, but that's nearly all of the interactions there. Occasionally, an enemy will block your way, and therefore exists as a required combat, but that's just an excuse to switch to the more interesting primary gameplay of the card battle. Every room looks identical to each other, with similarly looking computer servers randomly but equally distributed throughout the level. The terminals themselves don't really have any defining characteristics, they all just look like a box of computers. So the only way to identify what the terminal does is via the icon above it, which also clearly doesn't indicate what it does. For example, what's the difference between a $sign and a $sign with a plus? So, in my opinion here, the game fails the readability test. The environment overall just comes across as uninspired. This is the tech equivalent of a movie being shot in a generic industrial factory, full of pipes and catwalks. It's just metal tiling and computers as far as the eye can see. And why are we wandering around this computer factory to begin with? If we are a hacker extraordinaire, then we should be hacking. Why are we not in VR, a la Lawnmower Man or Rez? Imagine, if you will, a psychedelic landscape filled with the beautiful painted art like what you saw on those cards. It could be a phenomenal setting for a deck builder. And speaking of cards and deck builder, well, let's start talking about the combat, the more tactical layer here. The primary gameplay in this game. Again, the card art, I think, is gorgeous. It's just a bit unfortunate that it doesn't fit the aesthetics of anything else in the game, especially in these combat encounters against weird robo-spiders or muscular spike-jawed robots. To be clear, I rather like the enemy design. I just can't tell if it's supposed to be a representation of a virtual experience or not. Am I in VR, or am I actually walking around this facility and there's a holographic ice in front of me? I don't know. I am a fan of the Vim system, basically acting as a resource that can be spent improving your turns by giving you more energy, draw, or increasing the effectiveness of cards. Even the amped versions of basic cards, I'm realizing now, is just a subtle way of making your deck better by making your worst cards playable and exhaust. Being able to target specific points of the enemies to disable and debilitate them is kind of interesting, but I found that most turns I just focus on these optional parts unless I have lethal, because there's almost no reason not to, and you seemingly get many advantages by focusing on these optional parts. Especially on that first basic jaw enemy. When you break it, you stun the enemy, so you might as well break it. Otherwise, the combat is very straightforward for a deck builder. You have your attacks, your blocks, your status effects. I do think the UI needs some improvement. It would bug out for me on occasion and display the wrong information, but it plays okay. I do enjoy it when games attempt new things, and I am beginning to like this first-person deck builder. I had a good time playing Shroom and Gloom the other day, but as opposed to Into the Grid here, Shroom and Gloom had way more of a unique art style that honestly kept me interested enough to pick up on the game mechanics. Into the Grid here, the art is way more generic feeling, so while trying to get into the game, I'm immediately kind of dismissing it due to that to a small degree. And I think that on-hit camera animations are very excessive. I don't need it to swing around as I get hit. I know I took damage. So to summarize, The element of the game that I like the most is the card art. That individual is very talented. It's just a shame that the rest of the aesthetics in this game don't match that quality. The strategy layer plays rather simply and looks drab. The combat is enjoyable enough, pretty standard stuff there. I do like the Vim mechanic and targeting specific enemy weak points, and that just about does it. That is into the grid. A couple of high points, couple of low points. Otherwise, just ultimately kind of just plays like a standard deck builder for the most part. And for those of you on YouTube, thank you very much for watching. Like the video if you've enjoyed it, subscribe for more. Check me out on Twitch for when I go live. Support the channel at the various links below in the video description. And I hope to see you here again for the next Let's Look At.